A child who isn't reading at grade level by the end of third grade, they're 4 times less likely to graduate high school. Now, if that child is living in poverty, they are 13 times less likely to graduate. That's just one reason why our parent company, the Scripps Howard Fund, has the If You Give a Child a Book campaign to raise money that will go to help get more books in the hands of children in the Grand Rapids Public School District. Now, over the years, we've been able to work directly with the Cesar E. Chavez Elementary School. Today, we've got Curriculum Supervisor Nanette Hertzberger with us to talk about the impact. Nanette, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's first talk about the importance of kids reading at a young age and getting books into the hands of these young children.
Yes. So we know as educators that if we give our young children books, quality books at a young age, that they are way more likely to not only develop a love for reading, a love for literacy, and a love for learning, but they'll also start school with an awareness of language skills, vocabulary skills, and they'll really be set apart for the upcoming school years.
Okay, and you know, let's talk about, we've been lucky enough to work with these great GRPS schools, and it's so fun. I mean, I have such fond memories of the book fair. Let's talk about what that's like when the kids are able to go and choose. I mean, in years past, like 8 different books at the book fair. Talk about the energy there.
It is a buzz in the schools. When we see that huge Scholastic truck pull into the parking lots, there is a buzz in the air, and the students usually run to the window to see, and then they're rolling those big carts into the school, and it's not quiet, so there's a lot of excitement generated. And then to have the students go to the library and choose, like you said, at times 8 free books to take home is just wonderful. It's amazing, and I get chills every time we're able to do that for our scholars.
Absolutely. And talk about what it's like for them to have a library at home and why it's important for them to be able to pick out their own books.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for the amount of reading that gets done in the home of a child who's able to pick out their own book. And we're really focusing on literacy across the content areas. So to be able to give them texts that connect to their own love, maybe it is a science-related book, or maybe it is a math-related book, or a history and a social studies connected book. So they're way more likely to read it or reread it and then talk about it if it's something they love.
Wonderful. Yeah. And I mean, I guess this is a call out to parents too. How can they be more involved in helping their child develop a love of reading?
Right, right. So the first thing I would say is start at a young age. Be reading to our babies and sharing even the pictures, the colorful pictures, the bright pictures, and talking to them to develop that vocabulary and the language, and just the connection that you get is really magical. So start at a young age. Build a routine at home as well. And that might mean, for a lot of my families in GRPS, I suggested, at my house, dinner's usually 6. I try to be, punctual.
We're all doing our best.
Right. So dinner's at 6, and that might mean like cleanup, homework, and then reading is at 7. So if you set a routine at home and say every time, every night at 7 o'clock, we're all going to get our books out, and that means for a lot of parents, to me included, put your device down because we are all so busy. So 7 o'clock reading time every day is so helpful. And have conversations with your kids about what they're reading, what you're reading, what they like about it. And it will just naturally build a culture of learning and a culture of reading in the home if you can include those pieces.
I love that so much. I think I'm going to start doing that.
I mean, I try.
Yeah, it's not hard. You just got to build that habit, right? Make it a thing.
Exactly.
And then I guess just touch on how hard it is for students to catch up if they are behind in their reading, and how it impacts their entire learning and school journey.
Right. So young children who don't have access to quality books in the home, they are likely to start their preschool years with what we know is a 1,000,000-word deficit. So those, and I have read, it can be between 20 million words, and I've even seen 30, but there's a huge deficit in vocabulary and language development in students who aren't reading or being read to at home. And then, just spending that time catching up in the classroom is really tricky for a young learner. So if we can get hands on books at an early age, you can just, your child will soar.
Yeah. Oh man. And yes, again, get the device out and replace it with a book, because that's a huge deal. Yeah. And thank you so much for being here and being such a wonderful partner with us.
Thank you.
We just want to get more books into the hands of kids. So the If I Give Your Child a Book campaign, it runs from now until September 13th. A $12 donation will allow a child in the GRPS school district to choose 2 of their own books at the Scholastic Book Fair in the spring. Super easy way to help lift up our young readers and help them on a path to success. All you got to do, scan that QR code on your screen to donate. You can also head to our website, fox17online.com, for more information. We'll be right back.